Today's recipe is going to be our last fattening, unhealthy breakfast for the weekend to start the new year because the weather is starting to warm up where I live. So we don't really need heavy breakfast things anymore. And this is actually going to be my vegan biscuit loaf that I make a whole loaf of it and I then just slice off pieces during the week. And then I just put vegan butter on it, and it's a biscuit. And this is my mom's recipe for bumpy biscuits, but I've veganized it. So it's like drop biscuits, but with vegan ingredients and substitutions. I mean, not many, but it's my vegan version of it. Now, to start off our recipe, we're going to be using bisquick. Now, the original bisquick is vegan, but like the home style, the buttermilk, those are not vegan. But the bisquick original is actually vegan. You can tell by the little U, if you can see it at the bottom. That means there's no dairy or meat, and it's actually been it's actually gone through an organization where they've classified it as it's actually might be completely kosher. Because there's no dairy in it and there's no meat products in it. Now, we're going to start this recipe. If you have an oven that you need to preheat, I'd say preheat it to 350 degrees. And you're going to preheat that. My oven is a tabletop oven. You can see it in the background. I do not need to preheat it because it's going to turn on when I put my loaf in the oven. Now, I'm going to start with a cup of bisquick. Now this is not one serving. This is enough for a whole family or enough for one person to eat off of for almost a week. So this is going to be a big recipe, but you're not supposed to eat it all in one sitting. This is a family recipe, or like if you're doing meal prepping and you can still eat like biscuits, which I doubt you can eat biscuits in meal prep. You're going to be doing that. I'm going to get a spoon and even that out a little bit. Now, once I figure out how to get my camera to cooperate better, you're going to start seeing me in the recipes. But as of right now, since I don't feel like putting on makeup, and I do not have the camera, I don't have anything to hold the camera up high enough for you to actually see me, and the food at the same time, you're just going to see the food, because that's what's important. I don't want it to be famous, I want the food to be famous, and then I'll just get paid for it. I'm fine with that. Alright, and we're going to... Now, in the original recipe my mom has, she doesn't really measure everything out. But as I'm doing it, I'm going to measure it out. Now, if you want to make drop biscuits instead of the loaf, this will probably make 4 large biscuits or 6 small ones. See? I'm put one more little spoon. Now, yeah, I have to clean that up later. Now this is about a rounded cup of biscuit, and we're going to put that in our bowl. And then we're going to take baking powder, and we're going to put a teaspoon of baking powder. Now, this is the kind that doesn't have aluminum in it, or low aluminum and things like that, I believe. I'm going to get my teaspoon, tablespoon. My teaspoon might be dirty. So we're going to get my 1/4 of a teaspoon and just put 4 of it. Now it is my housework day today. So I'm going to be substituting my 1 teaspoon for my 1/4 of a teaspoon, because that's dirty right now, and all I did was wash the big dishes. So I'm going to put 4 of these 1/4 of a teaspoon. 2, 3, and 4. Now, I normally was going to make this like, I think it's called a toad in the hole recipe, where it would have like sausage, like faux sausages in it. But I decided to keep those sausages and make a jambalaya with them. So we're just going to be using just regular drop biscuit recipe to make a loaf. Now that you've got your dry ingredients, that's both of them, that's all you need. The more baking powder you put, the saltier it's going to get. This is going to be like a savory breakfast. It's not going to be a sweet breakfast item. Because it's going to be like home-style southern drop biscuits, but in a loaf. Now you're going to stir this up a little bit. If you have a whisk, use a whisk. My whisk has gone MIA lately, so we're going to be using this for the whole recipe. Because normally you would use a whisk for this part, and then you would use a spatula or a spoon to put the batter in the pan, the biscuit batter in the pan, biscuit mix maybe. Now that's all mixed together, you're going to make a well in the middle, and you're going to put soy milk. Now, I have never measured out my soy milk, but you're going to put a well, and you're going to put a little bit at a time. See, I'm going to just put it in the middle, and it's about, I don't know, I'd say about 6 tablespoons so far, maybe 1/3 of a cup. And we're going to stir that in, and we're going to see if that's going to be the right consistency we need. Because like I said, I have never written down this recipe. If it ends up being too wet, I'm actually just going to add more of the powder. Which, it did come out a little wet, and I don't think this is going to be enough for my loaf. So we're going to add another cup of biscuit mix. Biscuit and pancake bisquick mix. I've made a loaf before, but I didn't measure it. So I had done the 1 cup before to try and get a measurement on it, but that was not enough. So like I said, this is going to be my breakfast in the next week when I come back from my jog in the morning. Let's see. And in all fairness, I probably should have started out with 2 cups of biscuit mix. Oh, you know what it was? I had this for when I was going to put sausages in it, where you need to put 1 cup of biscuit mix down, and then you need to put another cup with some more on top. That's what it was. I had that planned out for when I was going to put sausages in it. Okay. I'm trying not to make a mess with this, but I am not succeeding. Now, I'm going to actually start putting containers in my pantry to hold these things instead of just the boxes and bags they come in to help save space. I'm going to put 1 more spoon. That'll be our 2nd cup of biscuit mix. I think we're just going to add another, well, we don't need to add any more. There we go. We're going to mix this in, and it's going to be far too dry, and then that's when we're going to add our plant-based milk. It's our soy milk. Yeah, this seems right. Yeah. See, this is too dry, so we're going to try to make another well in the middle. Now, this is biscuit dough. It's not going to come out pretty, so if you do mess up like I am doing now, it's not going to hurt it. Let me see. Put a little bit more mix in there. I mean, this is supposed to be drop biscuits. It's not meant to be these beautiful, preformed looking biscuits. These are just regular drop biscuits that I'm turning into a loaf. Now, that makes a whole lot more. That's exactly what I need. So it's gonna be in total, it's gonna be 2 cups, 2 rounded cups of bisquick with maybe, I'm gonna guess, a half a cup of plant-based milk. Now, I've been trying to make my videos a little bit shorter, but I've been wanting to show you my process. But when I do put this in the oven, I'm going to be washing dishes. So I'm going to cut the camera off until I go to check it. So that's what you're going to see today. Today's video is going to be a little cut up because I got to get things done while this is in the oven. Alright. Now that our mix is done, we're going to take a loaf pan and we're going to spray it with cooking spray. Now, if you cannot cut in your loaf pan and you're not going to plan to cut it in the slices in your loaf pan like I am, put parchment paper down and then you can put the, instead of putting the cooking spray, you can put parchment paper in. Now, I'm going to spray this and then we're going to put our mix in it. Excuse me. Dropped my cooking spray. Alright, now that we've got cooking spray lining our pan, we're going to put our drop biscuit mix in. Now, if you are waiting for an oven to preheat, you would just have this proofing while it preheats, while your oven preheats. But I don't need my oven to preheat. So we're going to be popping this in right when I get all the mix out of the bowl. Now if it puffs up, that's a good thing. That's the baking powder doing its job. It's actually it proofing itself and puffing up before it goes in the oven. Okay, let me try to get a little bit last little bit of mix out of this bowl. Alright. Okay. Now, this is actually going to level out by itself, but I'm going to help it out just a little bit by spreading it a little bit in the pan. Now, this is going to puff up and it's going to make a loaf by itself. It's going to make a loaf by itself, but I'm just helping out just a little bit by spreading it evenly out. Now, I'm going to be putting this in my oven at 350 degrees for 25 minutes. At 25 minutes, it should be done, but if it isn't, I'm going to put it for 5 and 10 minutes at a time until the top is brown. So let me put this in my little oven. Now, I do have a new wave oven because I live in a studio. If you have a regular oven and you want it to cook faster, you can put it on convect bake for 400 degrees and it'll cook in exactly 20 minutes. Probably even sooner if you did the drop biscuits instead of the loaf like I'm doing. So this is me setting my cook temp of 350 and my cook time for 25 minutes. And now I'm hitting start. And I'm going to get some dishes done while that's in the oven for 20 minutes. So I'll see you back after the biscuits are out.